What's going on, guys? Pete over here with the Face Off Sports Network. We are back. It is week one preparation. We have the first round of waivers kicking through for some people tonight, for some people tomorrow. I always let my waivers run on Wednesdays, Hoff.
Yep,
But we have
same.
questions. I'm sure we're going to have some people ask us, which guys are priorities for us. We have a couple guys that we've picked out. I'm sure there's still people that are drafting tonight, tomorrow. And so we'll happily answer some questions as well for any fantasy draft. We're pretty much going to be here tonight, talk a little preview of the games that are coming up. And we're really going to kind of just be here to help answer some questions for you as well. We have some stuff prepared, but sometimes these shows go off the rails a little bit. And a lot of times we get a ton of questions that kind of derail us from the scheduled format. So we'll see where it takes us. But Hoff, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Ready to go. Pumped that it's finally here. Pumped that we can stop talking about cone drills and reading too far into preseason stuff, and we could finally just let toe meet ball and go through this process, which is always fun, but it always feels like a gauntlet when you're approaching. but I'm pumped though. Always pumped.
No, absolutely. And the start sit questions, guys, like we're happy to answer them today. We're gonna give some general thoughts on our feels and our thoughts on what the games are gonna be. But the truth is, at the end of the day, what I always say is that you want to make those start sit decisions. Like you don't want to make them on Mondays and then not really pay too much attention until game day, right? Like you really want to wait to the last moment possible when you have as much information as possible before you're really like trying to hammer home some start sit question or some start sits. But we'll happily answer some of them today. In season, these Tuesday shows aren't going to mainly be a lot of start sits. The Wednesday shows, Wednesday nights at the mediators are going to be more start sits, but because we don't have a bunch of injuries and so we have more clarity on some of the start sits week one, as opposed to maybe other weeks where we're waiting on injury report news and all that stuff, we can still give you some information and kind of our feel for some of those games. And so we got a lot of people in the house here. We got Greg, we got Javi, we got Zach Linton, we got Albert, Jason Poole. Jason, I know you sent us a question on one of our videos, and I told you that we would be live tonight so we can answer that. So if you want to send that question in, we'll be happy to answer that. We got Kronster in here. Kronster is Chris. If you are a part of our Discord, Chris is the gentleman that has put it all together for us and is the one that's really manning a lot of the edits and the decisions and just a ton of the stuff on the Discord side. So he's a vital part of the operation here. If you aren't in the Discord already, guys, we do have the ability. If you want to come, you can join for free. It is available. That's a place where we get tons of questions and we're answering people a lot. And that's going to be where we answer a lot of questions when we're not live on shows and we're not answering people and outside of the comments that we get on videos. But a lot of questions, a lot of people in the house. Jamie's here. Jared Fortin is here. Good to see you, my friend. He sends us a start sit question already. We have Greg McCown, who said, when I was a kid, I'd look forward to Christmas. Now I look forward to football, and it's almost here. Yeah, this was a long off season, Hoff.
It was.
Feels like it was a really long off season.
Yeah, it was. I was just going to say what to piggyback off what you were saying about like start sit questions, because we're going to get them no matter what. Sure. I just say it's a grain of salt spot. Like when we answer, we're confident in the moment, but if something changes, whether it be weather, injury, something, so just please be advised. But it's all the more reason to tune in later in the week because we'll be doing this all week long.
Absolutely. Make sure you guys give us a thumbs up though. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Hoff did drop his kickers video. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you do so. Matt dropped his running back rankings video on Sunday. Cody dropped his on Monday. Hoff's kickers went up yesterday. My defensive rankings and streamers went up last week, and we have Tyler's
tight ends up tomorrow too.
And the quarterbacks will be up tomorrow and the tight ends will be up sometime this week. So stay tuned. We got a lot coming. We do have our first super chat. So I'm going to get to Fredo first and then we'll start to get to some of these other questions. But obviously the super chats always take priority. Fredo, good to see you, man. He said Hurts or Daniels this week. I mean,
Fredo, it's embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
Well, if I seriously answer, I would go Jalen Hurts.
I would actually go out. I would actually take Daniels. I know the matchup's tougher, but I don't love. Oh wait, no, they're not playing in Brazil.
No, and that's an actually good point for the viewers. You're not used to this. There is a Friday game this week,
Yes,
and that's
there's a
good.
Friday game this week.
So,
So you have Hurts against the Cowboys. Cowboys just lost Micah Parsons. Yeah, I think Daniels has a tougher matchup in the Giants. Yeah, I guess I would go. I guess I'd go with Hurts. But I mean, you're splitting hairs here.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Hurts just on the sheer factor alone that I think the Cowboys can keep the game a little more competitive, and I think the Commanders might run away with it, and might run the football maybe a little bit more. But
Sure.
I think you can't really go wrong with either. I think Daniels has the higher upside ceiling, but he's just going to have the higher upside ceiling to begin with, in my opinion, because he's got less weapons to throw to. So I think he's going to run the ball more.
And just in case anybody asks before Pete gets the next question, they're sending out the depth charts today. Who's where? Ja'Cory Merritt was listed as the 4th running back in Washington. Don't panic about that. That's the chips
Yeah,
are going to fall where they may. It's going to be fine. So I tweeted earlier. I think sometimes these coaches put up weird depth charts just to screw with us. So don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Don't
yeah.
panic.
Javi came in tonight, accepted the offer of CD and Pearsall,
Yeah,
and
you
gave
did.
up Jamar and Sutton. Yeah, I mean, I'm really high on Pearsall. I'd still prefer the Jamar and Sutton side, but I think it's a fine deal to make. I prefer Jamar and Sutton though, but because I have Sutton and I have Jamar ahead of both of those guys, so
Okay.
that's kind of how I look at it. But you got a stud back. You like CD, I'm fine with it. Um, Kronster said Hoff chilling with a beer and mushroom pizza.
No mushrooms, Kronzer. No mushrooms. Chicken bacon ranch, man. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah. Justin Taylor said, I have Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft for tight ends, but Njoku is on the waivers. Should I drop Kraft for Njoku and start him over Warren week 1? So Tyler Warren gets the Dolphins week 1. That defense, their linebackers are pretty solid there. And I think I probably would prefer Njoku, who's probably going to be playing in a high scoring game.
I do love Njoku this week, and actually, that's another good idea. I'm actually going to finally be putting out consistently a weekly contest for probably 10 or 12 people, some of the guys in house, and then some of the people, if you want to play DFS. I bring that up because I already have a stack in one of my lineups with Joe Flacco and David Njoku. So, yeah, you know what? I think I would do that actually.
Yeah, and I'm just taking a look here. I'm waiting for it to load. Um, I wanted to see if they had the lines up already for tight ends. I wanted to see what Njoku's line is.
What for in terms of player props?
Yeah, I wanted to see. Let's see. David Njoku, 46.5 receiving yards. That's where he's got the receiving yards, and then with Warren's at 36.5. So Warren is solid amount less, and I would say receptions. I don't have the receptions prop in front of me here. But I would say receptions, Njoku probably would be higher too, I would guess.
Yeah, but I think both won't be by much, to be honest with you.
No,
But I
also think it's tough. You're talking about dropping one of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're definitely not dropping Warren. That's for damn sure.
That's what I'm
not dropping
saying.
him.
I like Tucker Kraft, but I think I would rather drop Kraft over Warren in this scenario, and I would drop him for Njoku.
Right, because I mean that would kind of be the logic. Is Tyler Warren would be his tight end for the year. It would just be a matter of week 1. What is he doing?
Yeah, and I think Njoku could be your tight end. Njoku could be your tight end for the year too, and you'd be okay.
Could be, yeah.
So, yeah, I think you probably drop Tucker Kraft and roll with Njoku week 1 and have Warren on the bench. Jared Fortin, who hit us up on Twitter yesterday, what's up, man? Said
Yeah,
Aaron Jones or Kyron Williams for the season PPR. I'm sure that's a pretty easy answer for you, off.
Jesus, Jared. No Aaron Jones. Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams is the most disrespected player. I defended him like crazy on the app throughout the whole offseason. Kyren Williams is always going to get the volume. People are going to tell you his metrics aren't good. He doesn't measure well here. He doesn't measure well there. Do you want to know where he measures well? At the end of the year with his points scored. Where he measures well with his yards and his touchdowns. And oh, by the way, his fantasy points, which, by the way, we're in the business of scoring fantasy points to win games. So, no, I'm going Kyren Williams. And also, Jordan Mason is a much bigger threat to Aaron Jones than anybody in that running back room in Los Angeles. I don't care how much you love rookies. It's the truth. So,
Yeah. Well, Jordan Mason got to stay healthy too, though. That's my
he
concern.
does. No, that's fair too. That's fair.
Which is funny because when we look at Jones, we think age, injury, but
Right.
Jordan Mason, the guy that a lot of people are high on, and I think Mason, is going to be a guy that's gonna do well at the goal line this year. Still, he's had issues staying healthy too.
Yes. Well, that's because
So
he came from the 49ers. That's how they roll. That's
I know.
that's
Jeet, we're gonna get to you next, but I want to grab this next super chat because those take priority first. ATL Michael Levchenko,
that's very
$2
good.
super
You did a
chat.
good job.
Good.
Yeah.
Said sit start PPR Devonta Smith or Calvin Ridley. It's easy for me. I'm starting Devonta Smith. Ridley's going up against Denver. I think they have the lowest implied point total on the week
Yeah.
for the Titans in Denver. Rookie quarterback first start. I'll take Devonta against Dallas's secondary. That Devonta Smith has had some pretty good games against both Diggs
Sure.
and Darron Bland.
Yeah, I would say that, and this isn't going to happen. This is so not. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if the opponents were equal, I would go with Calvin Ridley. But given the Broncos coming to town, yeah, actually, well, Tennessee's going to Denver, but whatever.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
I
that.
would, I would, I'd go Devonta.
Yeah, I think that's
So
fair. All right, let's roll and see what else we got in here. So Jeet, I said I'd come to you next. He said Devontae Adams, Ricky Pearsall, Jacoby Myers, or Cortland Sutton, pick two. So I mean, you're starting Devontae Adams. I mean, he's got a tough matchup against the Texans. But I think you're starting Devontae. You're not starting Jacoby Myers, in my opinion. He goes up against the Patriots, but he's probably going to get Christian Gonzalez in that matchup. Cortland Sutton's got a little bit of a tough matchup, too. I don't think it's as easy to say Sutton
yeah,
over Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall's got a tough matchup, too, though. That secondary in Seattle is going to be, should be pretty good this year. I think I would just
yeah.
roll with Sutton and not overthink it because he's got the connection with Knicks. And I think even though he's got a little bit of a tougher matchup there, I think overall we know the volume will be there. So
If this happens to be a PPR league, then I would go with which I agree. By the way, we're both going Devontae Adams. That's obviously that's the given.
sure.
But I would go Pearsall if it was PPR. Only because I think with Jennings just getting back, I know magically Kendrick Bourne comes down and then suddenly Jawan Jennings is running back and forth on the field, which is, whatever. But he
We'll
could
figure.
start off slow. So, and if that's the case, I know Purdy can feed Kittle, but he could feed Pearsall. If it's PPR, I go Pearsall. If it's half point or standard, then I go Sutton.
Okay. Yeah. So we defer there, but that's fine. I
Yeah.
think the only concern I have is that Kittle and CMC are there in a week where Evan Ingram hasn't played a game yet. And some new faces at the running back position. Sutton is going to be a guy that we
Sure.
know will be
Lean on.
involved. Where I worry about, not that I worry about Ricky Pearsall because I love him, but
Mhm.
I could see a world where CMC and Kittle are featured heavily, and maybe they run the ball a ton against Seattle, but we'll
Yeah,
see how it goes.
Seattle gave up the 12th most points to opposing wide receivers last year in fantasy, but they have been getting better. They were a pretty young unit, so they're getting better. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Young unit, and it was also first year in McDonald's
Mm-hmm.
system. So,
Yep.
I think that plays a factor into it too. All right, well, let's move on here. Jonathan Santiago, what's good, man? Good to see you. Said, thank God football is back. Need to pick
Amen.
a flex between Calvin Ridley, Jameson Williams, and Pacheco, full PPR. So Calvin Ridley gets Patrick Surtain and the Broncos. You have Jameson Williams, who gets the Packers, who are stingy as well. And then you have Isaiah Pacheco, who gets the Chargers. I honestly think I might roll with Isaiah Pacheco here. I think,
I thought we were
first
going to
game,
disagree there.
it's in Brazil. No Rashi Rice. I think I might go to Pacheco at this point in time.
I thought for sure we were going to disagree there. But yeah, I agree. No, because I think it's a little surprising to say it because it's PPR.
Yeah.
But I just listen. I expect Xavier Worthy to be good at certain points, but I don't think it's going to be automatic right out of the gate in week one. So I'd go Pacheco.
Yeah. Okay. So we're kind of the same
Yeah.
thought process here. Now, I do want to remind people before we continue, we got a ton of questions here, so we appreciate you guys. We do have a super chat. We're going to get to that next, and then we'll keep rolling down the line here. But appreciate everybody that's here. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. We did drop the Discord link above in the chat. You can join for free and pretty much chat with us on game day. You can send us any questions that you have. We'll be happy to answer them for you. Especially if you don't make a live show, you can kind of throw some questions in there. Just so you know, for the week, tomorrow the mediators will be here 8 p.m. Eastern time, doing some more start sit questions, doing some buy sells, possibly for Dynasty as well. Guys to keep in mind, maybe some stashes for Dynasty. So they're going to answer a lot of those questions tomorrow. Thursday, the run up until game time. I will be live. I don't know who will be with me. Hoff will normally be with me, but I don't know if Hoff's going to be able to make it. And I don't know if Steve's going to be able to make it. So it might be me solo. I might get somebody else on with me. So that's a TBD for now. Friday, Saturday, I don't know. Hoff might go live one of those days and do a DFS show. And then Sunday, of course, we'll be here Sunday morning doing the live start sit show before game time. So keep some of these questions. I know a lot of people are going to come back and they're going to ask it. You might want to ask the mediators their thoughts tomorrow because it's a fresh group of guys and get their opinion on start sits. You might want to ask us again on Sunday.
Opinions could change,
And the opinions can change too. And you might want to come back on Sunday and get reaffirmed. So that's a little bit of that. Let me get to the 2 super chats because we did just get 2 more. Goat No Billy, $2 super said Knicks or Purdy, full PPR. I also have Kittle. I'll let Hoff take a swing on this one first. This is Broncos fans, 49ers fans.
We're looking like homers either way. But I'm going Brock Purdy. And, look at Brock Purdy. He's had 5 games against Seahawks. I know wins and losses don't matter, but he's 4-1 against them. He's averaging 241.6 passing yards per game, 9 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown. Brock Purdy does well against the Seahawks. So he does well against the Seahawks. He does well against the Rams. He tends to struggle against the Cardinals because the Cardinals are pesky. So I would go Purdy there.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be agreeing with you. Denver was a little slow in the preseason. Their offense took a little bit of time to get into rhythm. Still a young quarterback in Bo Nix. I expect him to be really good this year, but I think I would take Purdy, who's been in this offense for a few years now. He's got more elite upside weapons, and overall, I think that game is going to be higher scoring. And I think that the Seattle can push them to have to go back and forth with points, where I have concerns about the Titans. And I think Denver might try to establish the run. They might not be successful at it, but I think they're going to try to establish the run early on in that game. And I don't know if the Titans are going to push them to have to throw the football. So that's how I look at it for now. You get the Kittle stack with Purdy, so that's nice as well. I usually don't make that a determining factor, stacking, but if it's like dead even, I don't mind saying, hey, you get the stack, just go for it. So, but Fredo, what's up, man? Fredo with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you hopping in. Said Judy or Metcalf, Adams is his wide receiver 1. So just so you're aware, DK Metcalf and the Jets play in the lowest implied point total on the week. 38.5 points is the total in that game. DK is going to have to go up against, Sauce Gardner. And so it could be a little bit of a tough day for DK. I expect that game to be really low scoring. Jerry Jeudy in a game that could be a track meet, in a game that they're probably going to have to throw the football a decent amount in to keep up. I think I go with Jerry Jeudy here pretty comfortably. DK is going to get the volume. That's the only thing I'm banking on, and you hope he scores a touchdown.
Again, if it's a different matchup outside of the Jets, if it's not a Sauce Gardner, I know ETL is going to chime in there because he hates Sauce, but I would go Jeudy here as well. I mean, Bengals had 2 games last year in which they gave up 50 points. They had 5 in which they gave up 40 plus points. The wide receivers I'm speaking of in terms of fantasy points. So yeah, I would go Jerry Jeudy on that one. Moving forward, the answer would probably be different depending on the game.
Yeah, and We have one more super chat, and then we're gonna get back to the comments. ATL said, "Why does Charbonnet get disrespected?" I
He
think
gets disrespected by me, but go ahead, Pete. You answer first.
I think Kenneth Walker's a really good running back, and I think it depends who you're listening to. I think there's a lot of people out there that are dynasty guys, and they didn't like Charbonnet coming out as much as they liked Kenneth Walker, and so guys have dug in takes about certain players, and we all have biases, and a lot of people are extremely high on Kenneth Walker coming out, and when he's healthy, he looks really damn good. I think that's part of it. I also think Kenneth Walker really fits this system really well this year, and so it's exciting. But at the same time, it's the health concerns, and I think Charbonnet has proven that he can take on a little bit more work, and he's been healthy, and availability is key. And I think Charbonnet is really, really good. Do I think Walker's more talented? Yes, but Charbonnet is a great pass blocker. He gets north and south very well, something that Walker's not as good at. He kind of dances around a little bit and kind of can put himself in bad spots, but he also is just more athletic and he can get away with it more. So that's how I look at that. But I don't know if that answers the question, but Hoff, you can give your thoughts there.
I mean, to me, it's kind of how you were just explaining it. It's like you were kind of like, oh, well, because you can get Kenneth Walker injured, and then Charbonnet comes in, but then Kenneth Walker's ready, and he's more talented. I just feel like with them, with that particular backfield in Seattle, I feel like it just goes a little bit back and forth in terms of who's right, who's not. If all things are equal, if both guys are healthy, then I'm going Kenneth Walker, for sure. But I mean, like you look at a Zach Charbonnet injury guide, like the chances of injury this year, that's at 45%. It's not great. So I just worry about both guys staying healthy and not being on a seesaw in terms of production.
Yeah,
So
I'm with you there. Fredo again, Josh Allen or Hurts. Fredo, where are you getting these quarterbacks, dude?
Well, you
He
don't
said
have all these. You don't have all these quarterbacks,
he
Fredo.
said Hurts or Daniels before, and now he said Allen or Hurts. I gotta think maybe you're referring. Do you still have to draft? Is that why? Like, are you curious on who it would
Because
be
if you
for the
start your
year?
roster with those three quarterbacks, the rest of your team
Tell
sucks.
it. Yeah, tell us. Are you referring to the year? Because I just really need to know that. Or are you
And don't
referring to
send
this
another
week?
super chat. Just simply tell
Yeah,
us
yeah.
because you've
Just tell
been,
us. Just tell us.
yeah. We'll
Uh,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
And by the way, really
Go ahead.
quick, selfishly, Cronster said, Mike, do you want mushrooms or pineapple? Cronster, I would take that pizza and throw it in the garbage. That's what I would do with that, regardless of what you put on it. You put one of those on it, bye bye. Out the
Yeah,
door.
I'm not. My wife likes mushrooms on her pizza too. I'm
No,
not really a big fan.
no one's perfect. She's good people, but no one's perfect. What are
I
you gonna
say
do?
I tell her that all the time, man.
I
Uh,
bet you do.
Jason said, thoughts on Penix? Fields was dropped, no brainer, right? Drop Penix for Fields, redraft league. Yeah,
Oh,
I think you drop Penix for Fields. I don't see the upside in Penix this year. I think he could be good for um, for real life and for the assets around him. But the rushing upside's not there, and we haven't seen a ton of starts from him. So I can't sit here and confidently say I'm excited to pick up a pocket passer who just lost his blindside tackle for the entire year. Who doesn't run at all really over Fields. Who look, Fields has his concerns too, but we know when he's on the field and healthy, he's got top 12 upside every single week. I can't say that about Penix.
if I could ask you one question though, to just push back just a smidgen on that, at least in terms of week one, you talked about it earlier, talking about DK Metcalf, talking about the implied point total being so low.
Yeah.
The implied point total between the Falcons and the Buccaneers is higher. I don't even have to look at it to know that it's higher.
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be a
So
pretty high scoring game,
would
I would
that
think.
be so? Just to push back for the hell of it, would you maybe say, all right, I'll do Penix week one, but I'll keep my eye on Fields, and then I'll drop Penix for Fields going into week two? Or would you just say screw it and you're going Fields because you
I,
don't think it'd
I
be that much different?
So because he has Goff as his other quarterback,
Oh, I missed that.
I
Okay, but
think
yeah.
because you have Goff, who's a stable guy, you can plug and play him almost every week and know what you're getting for the most part, unless he vomits on himself. I think you just roll with Goff this week, pick up Fields, you roll with Goff this week, and then you play matchups the rest of the year because of the upside there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fredo did answer. I don't know if he gave an answer before this, but Fredo did come in and say, I draft my QBs early in all my drafts while the others focus on wide receivers, RBs, and so on.
So Fredo, are you asking the question of year long, like who would you rather own, or are you asking like a start sit where you have these guys, both of them, and you're
Right.
asking who to start? That's what we just need some clarity on.
Sure.
It'll help. It'll help. With answering some of those. Let's try to catch up because we have some older comments and then we'll try to get to some of the newer ones here.
Go for it.
So he said start sit. So I mean,
Mm.
if you're talking start sit, I think we both agree we would go with Hertz. If you're asking Allen or Hertz, I believe was the last one. Allen
I
plays
think I lean Allen first because they're playing the Ravens, and that I believe I'm more than positive is on Sunday Night
50.
Football.
And it's a 50 point. It's a 50 point
Yeah,
total. I would take it.
that one. Yeah, that one I go Allen. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's try to rifle through some of these questions. Then we'll get to a couple of waivers. And then we'll
Oh,
keep going
sure.
here. Jace, oh, we just answered that. Good
Yeah, we
stuff.
did.
Keith said start Jacoby Myers or Tet McMillan. I trying to think Panthers play
Panthers play the Jaguars.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Low
going
key.
Tet.
I would go Ted as well because I think that's low key a high scoring affair. I mean, it's got an over under of 46.5. It's not exactly,
Yeah, but
So.
That's actually a pretty decently high total for this week.
Yeah.
There's only 1 point total in the 50s. Most of them are under 45. A lot of them are sitting at like 43.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go Tet pretty comfortably there. Our guy Cody, who we did say did drop his wide receivers, he's wide receiver rankings video. He said DeAndre Swift or Javonte Williams. I always get bad at these, and Hoff is like the guy that checks me because I always have to look at who's playing who, because I'm pulling up the question and I always
the Bears are playing the Packers. No, wait,
no Bears playing Vikings.
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 Bears play Vikings. Sorry, I got my Norths mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we obviously know who the Cowboys are playing. They're playing the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're in a higher scoring game, like if you're trying to chase points, I think you go with Javonte. But you're not. I mean, Javonte plays Thursday night, so I think I'd rather just roll with Swift and see how your matchups line up, and then maybe you switch out Swift for somebody better, possibly if you have that. But I'd rather do that and see how things go with the first 2 games in Thursday and Friday, and then make my decision after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same here.
We got another super chat here from Jonathan, $5 super, appreciate it. Said 10-man PPR, starting Hurts, Bucky, Walker, Neighbors, Adams, Kraft, and Igbuka. Should I keep Igbuka or Metcalf in the flex? I would go Igbuka over Metcalf. I'm scared about that game. I know he's a rookie, but I think we talked about it. I think that game ends up being a little higher scoring.
Yeah, no, in week 1, yes. I mean, if Godwin was healthy, that would probably be a different answer. But I mean, Pete talked about a lot of games being under 45 over unders. It's 47.5 for the Buccaneers and Falcons. So
yeah. And does him having Bucky concern you with him having Igbuka in the start?
No.
It doesn't concern me.
No,
there are a few teams in fantasy that they're one of those teams that I'd be okay with starting 2 guys on the same squad like that.
No. I mean, that's a good enough offense. You don't have to worry about that.
Now, I do want to say this, guys. We do have our premium Discord. What I'm going to do is everybody that sends a super chat in today, we're going to do a duck race at the end. So all our super chat people will get an entry into our duck race that we will go live at the end of this. If for whatever reason you can't stick around to the end of the show and you are announced, I would say join our Discord now. So all the super chatters, Fredo, ATL, Jonathan, Goat, No Billy, all those guys that have sent us super chats, join the Discord now for free. That way, in case you miss it, in case you're not here for us to upgrade you, we can at least ping the Discord and say or is this person here in the Discord so we can give you that premium. So all those guys that sent in those chats already, we'll get you in that duck race, and whoever wins, we'll bump you up and we'll go from there. A couple more questions. Well, a lot more questions. So let's try to get through some of these.
I just put that up there just so that they know. PSA. And also, I'll tell you while people read that, I can draft. I got my phone right here. So if 8 o'clock hits, I could draft from my phone. I do have a draft. So don't think that you gotta, that we gotta, whatever. So.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions here too, and worst comes to worst, I can always man it if you had to leave, but
it'll be fine. I've
All
done
right.
38,000 of these already, so it's good.
I know sometimes you just already kind of know.
Right.
Jonathan said, Superflex League, would you go Penix or Russell Wilson for QB2? I'd go Penix here.
Same.
I have concerns about Russ in this matchup. I could be totally wrong, but I
Really?
think he's
Why do you
going
have concerns? Quickly.
I think Von Miller, the addition there, I think he could cause some trouble. I
Yeah.
think their offensive line, I'm still not sold on that. And I also think that Washington's going to control the football a ton. I think they're going to control the time of possession, which could bleed out the clock a little bit.
Sure.
And I think Dan Quinn, second year in that defense, I think that they're going to look they're going to look even better. I don't think they're going to be a great defense this year, but I also just like Penix against the Bucks. I think it's going to be the one thing I would say though is Todd
Yeah.
Bowles against an inexperienced quarterback is a little sketchy with Penix.
Yeah. The one thing I'll just say, you said Dan Quinn, and I thought revenge game, and we don't have the revenge game sound drop. We got to get that back. So you're thinking of smarter things. I'm thinking of back end things. It's fine, but I would go Penix as well.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it's as clear to go Penix because now I think about Todd Bowles against a quarterback that's pretty much a rookie who doesn't have his starting tackle, but that defense is still kind of mid. So we'll see, but I think I still lean Penix just because it's a higher scoring game. So Nemesis Breaks said, Fredo, how do you have both of those quarterbacks? Jason said Stroud or Herbert in my super flex spot. This is tough for me, man. I think I go Herbert over Stroud. I have concerns about Stroud in that matchup against the Rams with that offensive line, and I just feel like I need to see it.
Yeah.
I also have concerns about Herbert though, because in
So
Brazil
what?
the games are
Chiefs.
lower scoring.
And by
And
the way, you
yeah,
remember last year, that's when Jordan Love got hurt too. So you
yeah.
got to pray to God the turf's okay there. God
Yeah.
forbid. So
So I don't think I don't really think it's a great answer either way, but I'm gonna go with my gut and say Herbert because I think he can get it done with his legs a little bit more. With Stroud, you're not getting much rushing upside, and that's gonna be the first game with that four new offensive line starters and no
yeah.
run game. People think, oh, no run game, they're gonna throw the ball a ton, it should be great, but it could also be
Right.
really fucking ugly because
Right.
like they're so I would rather go Herbert there, I
Because what
think.
if the offensive line sucks? Then it doesn't matter how much you're trying to throw the ball. So no.
Right. So you set up the pass a lot of times when you run the football, right? So if you can't run the football and you're in long down and distances, that ain't helping you much either. My conflict is Knicks or Goff this week. Goff plays the Packers. Micah Parsons, I think, is going to suit up. I think I would roll with Knicks here, just for the rushing upside. He's at home. Titans defense should be middle of the pack. They're going to be a little bit stingier than people expect, I think, but I would go with Knicks over Goff here.
I would go Knicks as well. I don't
Okay.
think there's going to be a lot of time. I know we talked about concerns about Goff this offseason with the whole changing of everything. You know, we've said it 37,000 times, but I think I'd go Knicks this week, but I wouldn't be counting out Goff every single week.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And,
Yeah.
and Packers defense, I think, is going to be really good.
Yeah.
That was even before. I actually had the Packers as my number 7 DST this year before Parsons, and I didn't even
I
move
had
them up
them.
after they got Parsons.
I had them pick to win the North. So
I would have taken that too.
yeah.
Just a random kid said, hello. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you're doing great too.
Yeah, man.
Said I need feedback on how I did in a trade. Traded Aaron Jones and Jake Ferguson for David Njoku. Context is pretty key here.
Mhm.
I don't love it, but I need to know
Yeah.
if Jones was expendable.
Right. Like, what'd you have at the position already?
Yeah, and I see that you just sent a comment in before recently. So just tell us who your running back room is, and I'll circle right back to this. On the
Yeah.
surface, I don't love the trade because I think Ferguson should be steady, but I do love Njoku. But ultimately, I think Aaron Jones, as long as he's healthy, he's gonna be an RB2 this year. So give us some more information. Come back to that. Cody said opinions on Garrett Wilson in a PPR league. I don't know if it's this week or if it's on the season. I do think
Yeah.
they're going to have some ups and downs. I do think he's going to get a lot of volume there, Hoff. But week 1 this week, I don't know. That whole game feels like a fade to me. Darius Slay now there. Jalen Ramsey's there. Joey Porter Jr.'s there in that secondary for the Steelers. And it's Fields' first game against a team that knows him really well. I have some concerns starting anybody in that game.
Yeah, that game feels a little tricky. I know, Steelers are kind of middle of the road last year against the wide receiver position, but yeah, that game just it screams mid to me in terms of fantasy production. So yeah, I would not. Not week one, but season long, you're right. The volume's gonna be there because no
Yeah.
one else is there.
Yeah.
So
Well, and the funny thing is this smells like a bad Brees Hall game because like just the matchup and just everybody just victory lapping on like why Braylon Allen's the better guy and they
how
should run with him. And
how funny would it be if Brees Hall came out and ran for like 160, like two touchdowns,
that would be
Just
awesome.
just just flip the script on everybody.
That
Would
would
be
be
typical.
phenomenal. That'd be
Would
great.
be typical.
He said A-Chain and Kenneth Walker, and then so you traded Aaron
Mm.
Jones. I gotta be honest, I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't think it's a great trade for you. You
That's
traded Jones and Ferguson and gotten Njoku. I don't know.
okay, like, I wouldn't say it makes your team worse, but I think I would say that it wasn't necessary to do it. It'd
It
probably
could make
be
your
like
starting lineup better,
it could. It could.
but then you just worry. I worry about Kenneth Walker, missed time for him, right? A-Chain already with the calf. That's possible that there's a re-injury there, so you might
I
need
don't care.
Aaron Jones.
I can't quit Devon Achane. Last year I
Yeah.
hated him and he made me eat all those receipts and now I'm all in. That's it.
Listen,
That's where I
I'll gladly take the discount on A-Chain. I was,
yeah,
but I do think when talking about this trade for him, like you have two running backs. I do think there's re-injury risk for A-Chain. I think he's gonna be fine week one, but
sure.
there's some re-injury risk there from everything I've read. So hope we didn't break your heart there too much. Well, I'll get to William Stevenson said evening gents, week one, go birds.
Well,
Um,
well, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, go Birds. They're playing the Cowboys. Yeah, go Birds.
yeah, I
Let's
don't
do
care.
it.
Fuck the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, all right.
D1VA, I don't know, I guess Diva,
Yeah, he's a diva.
said
Well, she's a diva.
6-team non-PPR. This feels like an old
Oh,
school league. This
all
feels
right.
like a league that probably has been going on for a really long time. Because my dad's league, I'm in his, it's been going on for like 30 years. It's 14-man non-PPR. This feels like
Non
a old school league.
Before Pete reads the question, I
Yeah.
say it every single time I hear it. Standard leagues, non PPR is the soft porn of fantasy football. You need to get a league meeting and get a vote together to get give me at least a half point.
You have
But
the matters.
bingo. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea of like half point PPR, but standard's brutal, man. Standard's fucking brutal.
Yep.
All right, so who should he play? Ricky Pearsall, Tank Bigsby, Ollie Gordon if A-Chain plays. So you get Ollie Gordon against the Colts. You get Tank Bigsby. It's a crapshoot. I think you just go Ricky Pearsall,
Man.
and don't overthink it here. Bigsby, you're hoping Bigsby or Ollie Gordon fall in for a touchdown. We have no idea what to expect from that Jaguars backfield, but I can't say that I'm confidently starting Bigsby over Pearsall.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So, but Niners play at 4:00. What time do the Dolphins play? Dolphins are where are you? Dolphins are at 1:00. I would say that if you find out, if for any reason, God forbid, because I love him, if you find out A-Chain isn't playing,
Sure.
then maybe I'll take the swing and do Ollie Gordon. But
Yeah, if A-Chain's not playing,
yeah.
if A-Chain's not playing, I would go Ollie Gordon. I'd roll with Ollie Gordon and just say fuck it.
Pro tip: it's always it's always important to remember when teams are playing if you're deciding whether to start or sit certain players, what time they're playing.
Well, yeah,
That could change the
always slot.
decision.
Well, and you always got to slot those guys in. Like, if
Right.
the wide receiver's playing at 1:00 and another guy's playing at 4, you always put the 1:00 guy in at the wide receiver spot and maybe slide the other guy into a flex spot, possibly. Just that way
Hey,
you
I'll be
give
right
yourself
back.
flexibility. Yep, that way you give yourself some flexibility to make the change if you have to. So I always try to put your guys that are starting earlier in the week in those wide receiver running back slots and keep those flex spots open so you have flexibility just in case something happens. Spot chance. JT Taylor, running back 1 this year. Chase Brown, eat a sick dick. Okay. Yeah, I could see Chase Brown being RB1 this year. Or maybe he's saying if you think it's Chase Brown, then suck dick. But Diva said that's obvious. Thanks. No problem, man. Good luck. Just a random kid said my team is currently okay. So you did give us the context before. Kyler, A-Chain, Kenneth Walker, JSN, CD Lamb, Ertz, Aubrey, Texans defense is getting swap for this week for the Cardinals. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I still stand by what we shared earlier, but overall, Njoku I mean, you were starting Zach Ertz or Ferguson. Njoku's a pretty solid upgrade there. So your starting lineup gets better, your depth gets worse. It's fine. It's fine. Greg said, "How have you been banished to the shed, Michael?"
Have I been
Banished,
banished?
banished, banished to the shed.
Why
I
would I
think
be
it's
banished to
referring
the
to the
shed?
back. It's referring to your background.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes. A few too many cocktails, that'll do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Scotchman said a little off topic, but would you draft Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts in a super flex league? I would take Daniels.
Yeah, I would go Daniels as well, but I mean, again, you're winning either way, but yes.
No.
Yeah.
Jason Poole, Pacheco, Brees, Mason, pick one. Cortland Sutton, Pearsall at the flex. Thank you guys. Rock.
Had a
Yeah,
similar question earlier.
I'm going Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stick with Sutton. I know you're taking Pearsall, but I go Pacheco and Sutton.
Well, again, I give the same answer. If it's PPR, I go Pearsall. If it's half point or if it's standard, then I go Sutton.
Yeah.
But in terms of the backs, it's funny when we do these shows, sometimes we don't talk beforehand. All of a sudden I realize that we're riding with the same player. So I would go Pacheco as well.
Yeah.
But again, I could see Brees just
Me
kicking
too.
us both in the teeth. But yeah, I would go Pacheco.
Yeah. Pacheco doesn't have the easiest matchup either, for what it's worth.
No.
Greg said, so good to have you guys back. Missing Anthony, but I'm sure he's looking down on you guys and shouting at Hoff. Yes, that is probably
Yes,
a good
he probably is.
representation. Do you want to mention
Thank you
we're
for that,
still
though.
Yes, we appreciate it, Greg. And Greg has been a great longtime viewer. We've always
OG.
appreciated the support, man. OG of the show, that is for sure. But yeah, it's gonna be look, at the end of the day, it's never gonna be the same without Anthony on the show. We could never replace him. We're gonna do the best that we can this year to keep his legacy going. We
Yep.
did drop that video earlier this week as just like a fun tribute to him and a lot of great memories with Anthony. And so,
The one thing
maybe
I would say before we get to the next question, I keep thinking about this all week, and I'm sure you probably have too. It's going to be weird when we're done recording stuff and doing shows on Sunday, and lineups are set and rankings are in, and we go to sit down and we pick up our phone and we can't text them.
yeah,
It's going to
yeah,
be that's going to be a problem. But
yeah. It's going to be tough. Thankfully, we've expanded our group here, and so thankfully we have a larger group than we did before. So we got guys in here that can pick us up, and
yeah,
so we'll get through it. But appreciate that, Greg. And I do want to say one more time, we're still going through, so I'm picking Juan up next. We're at about the 7:05 mark, guys. But some of these aren't questions; they're just comments. So if you're in here waiting for your question to be answered, just stick around. You can send a super chat in; it could be $2, and we'll get to you in priority. Do want to mention one more time at the end of the show, we're going to give away a premium 1 month to our Discord. So we do have the Discord for free, but we also have premium membership tiers inside there as well that get you more things, more access to us. We're going to give that away for free to the people that did send those super chats in earlier on in the show, and anybody else in the remainder of the show that does send a super chat. Even if it's a $2 super chat, you're talking about getting a $16 value because that's how much it costs at the top tier for a month of our Discord. So you'll get that kind of value. We're going to enter you in a duck race and see who gets the giveaway at the end. So just keep that in mind. Juan, good to see you, man. Been a little bit of time. He said draft grade. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Nick Chubb, Zach Charbonnet, Cam Scattaboo, Trevion Henderson. It's a really good running back room. Jordan Addison, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Christian Kirk, Josh Downs, Debo Samuel. She's got Kittle, Kyler, and a full man PPR 10-man league. What I'll say off the bat is this, Hoff. I've said it a lot. I like getting elite quarterback or tight end in 10-man leagues because I think you need that little edge. So I like that you have Kittle there. Jacobs and Taylor are a really good combination. I do worry about your wide receiver room a little bit. You may need to package up if Henderson looks good to start the year. I hate to say that, but you might have to package up Henderson and maybe a Devontae Adams and go get a superstar. That would possibly be what I would do, but because you just have so much depth at running back.
Yeah, I do think you need to bolster the receiving core a bit, but that's all right. You see how some of the season starts to play out, and then you go from there. But yeah, I mean, having Kittle is nice, and again, running backs are good. So yeah, I give it a B. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I'd say about a B, and if you do the right things with packaging and making some trades and tearing up, I think you put yourself in a good spot to do that.
B is
So
better than B minus, right? Because I never gave a shit about
B
grades in
minus,
school.
B plus. That's how it
All
goes.
right, so I give him a B. Give him a B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aaron said, fellas, your content was great in 2024. 2025 is on to a great start. Appreciate you hopping in, my guy.
Amen.
Hit us up anytime. We appreciate you popping in. Three. This is always epic fail. This is what
Mm.
it was. We always do that. I always try to say 3P1C. It's epic
Oh,
failing.
that one, yeah.
It's
3P,
epic fail.
1C fail. There you go.
Yeah. He said, which DST would you hold in redraft? Cardinals, Packers, Jets, or Patriots? Cardinals would be my pick this week. Long term, I would take the Packers on the season. I have them as my number 7 defense, and that was even before the Parsons trade. I actually didn't move them up because I was high enough on them. I couldn't justify moving them higher than some of the other teams in front of them. So, yeah. He also said, Juan, should I trade Cooper Kupp, Addison, and Scadaboo and Chubb for Brian Thomas Jr.? Yeah, I mean, in a 10-man league, I would do that. You're moving a lot of depth, but I gotta
Yeah.
assume that there's some solid players out there on waivers that you could probably make that move
I
and
don't
be
hate it,
okay.
but I feel like you could not give up as much. Well,
I
maybe
don't
you actually
know. I
have
mean,
to. Yeah, maybe you have to actually. Never mind.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
because he's
Yep.
not
I
really
mean, I
giving
would
any
do it.
top tier guys. I mean,
Yeah,
Addison maybe,
because then you're
but
talking about that. Then he's got Devontae Adams and Brian Thomas.
yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Fuck it, Juan. I'll do it. Good. Send it, man.
So
Send it in.
we got a $10 super chat from Drew. Appreciate that,
Thanks,
man.
Drew.
I'm gonna send one more time. I'm gonna send the Discord link in the chat. Drew, make sure if you can't stay for the remainder of the show, make sure when you get entered in the duck race, in case you do win it, join our Discord for free. Anybody can join it for free, but make sure you join. And that way, if you do win, we'll make sure to check the Discord chat in case you're not here anymore. And we'll ask the Discord chat, if the individual that won is in there, so we can make sure we give you that premium access if you
I
win it.
mean, if I
And
could just say,
go ahead.
if people don't stick around for the duck race, you don't know how to have a good time.
Well, we're going to continue giving a ton of great advice here too. So, I mean,
So,
you might as well continue to hang out with us. I mean, it's a Tuesday night. What do you got going
yeah,
on?
really. Except for me with the fantasy draft in a half hour, but it's fine. I'm here.
Yeah, that's fine. You'll be
Yeah.
all right. Drew said half point PBR. So, Hoff already said that's soft porn of
No.
half
Half
of
points fine. Standard softborn. Half
standard. Okay.
points. Half points doable.
Okay. He said his
I'm here for
keepers
it.
are A-Chain, Bucky, Marv, BTJ, and Higgins. It's a really, really good lineup of keepers. He said,
Mhm.
I have the third pick, and here are my options. Kamara, Hampton, Walker, Henderson, Worthy, DK, McMillan. Who are you picking? I think for me, I know it might sound a little rich. I'm going to take Henderson because your running backs are so good with A-Chain and Bucky. You look at Kamara and I love Kamara this year, Hoff, but
Mhm.
Henderson could be like he could be amazing this year. And so I'm
Yeah.
willing to take the risk on Henderson because you have such good running backs in A-Chain and Bucky there. Out of the receivers, I mean, BTJ, McMillan, Marv, you're good there. Like I would take Henderson. Oh my cat, dude.
There you go.
I would take Henderson. That's my advice there.
Well, while Pete takes care of his cat, which by the way, Drew, we appreciate the super chat. Yeah, and listen, as much as I'm a Kamara guy, I've been talking about him all off season. Yeah, I go Henderson in that spot, keeper league. Especially because what happens if you make a trade at some point? You got another running back to keep. So yeah, I would go Henderson at that point as well.
That's a good point though too, because it's also a keeper, so you could keep
Yeah,
Henderson next year too.
exactly.
It's a
Yeah,
good
that
point.
would sway me.
Okay. Drew, hopefully that answer was sufficient enough for you. Like we said, make sure you get in that Discord. I sent the link out. We'll
And
do the
hopefully the cat
giveaway
wasn't a
towards the
problem.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully the cat didn't ruin the answer there. Um, All right, we're behind. Let's try to catch up here. We'll try to get through some of these a little quicker. Canelo said got offered Warren, Rice, and a second. I'd be giving up Trey McBride in a keeper league. My answer is no.
No.
Pretty easy there.
Nope. Don't do it.
Capitalism at its best. Respect. There you go. N said Hampton, Henderson, Tracy, Pacheco to start 2 for week 1. Hampton, Chargers get the Chiefs. Henderson goes up against the Pats. Drew said, by the way, he said, well, they're keeping 6 keepers next season. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, Drew. I don't know if you're a new subscriber, but if you are, we appreciate you popping in, man. And hopefully good luck on the giveaway here.
Don't be a stranger.
We'll get you in at the end here. Hampton plays the Chiefs. Henderson plays the Raiders. Tracy plays the Commanders. Pacheco plays the Chargers.
Proud of you. You read off all the opponents without having to ask me.
I didn't even have to look because that's
wow.
Once you start going through a couple, you start to remember. Yeah, I'm not starting Tracy.
I think we're going to agree here again.
Let's assume PPR because he didn't give it to us, so let's just assume it's PPR. So Tracy's out.
Dan Tracy's out. Yeah,
appreciate that.
I think you and I are both going to agree that Pacheco is going to be one of the guys.
Pacheco will be one of the guys, and it's a matter of Hampton or Henderson. I think Hampton is probably. You're going to Henderson?
I'm going Henderson. I don't like the matchup against the Chiefs. I
know it's no matchup.
I know if Kronster's here, it's no disrespect to the Raiders, but I would rather play Henderson against the Raiders than playing Hampton against the Chiefs. And again, what if that feels sloppy?
Yeah, I think it's a fair point. I would go Henderson too then. I was thinking Hampton just because we're probably getting a more safer workload. But at the same time, I also think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna hold back too much on Henderson either. So I think that's fair. I don't want to. I guess I don't think that Pacheco and Hampton game is gonna be super high scoring. So I'll go Henderson. That's fine.
Oh, look at this! All right, all right, good. But I agree with your point, and I'm sorry I pulled up a chat. You got to get to another question, but I don't. To your point, like Mike Vrabel doesn't really strike me as being shy. Like he's just going to throw Henderson out there. Like
No, I think if McDaniels thinks he's ready to go, they're going to use him.
Right.
I could see a Ramondre Stevenson fumble like first drive.
Jesus,
that would be hilarious.
No, it would not be hilarious.
I know. As we always say, guys, some of these answers might change as we get closer on to the kickoff. It's Tuesday. We know people are excited, so that's why we're doing a lot of start sits today. We're going to continue, of course, to answer start sits on our shows during the week throughout the entire season. But we wanted to get to guys' questions this week because we know people are excited. So it's Tuesday. We're here and, keep watching. Like I said, mediators are going to be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We have dynasty question answers, looking at some guys that are deep stashes before the seasons kick off, guys that maybe trade for in dynasty as well, and also helping you out with your start sets. So we'll be rotating. We'll be here all week. Let's continue on here. Zach Linton said 3-14 copy league, Superflex, Herbert Worthy for Dart and a first mid and a second mid. I don't know what the 3-14 copy league part means.
Yeah, I don't know what that either.
But okay, so Superflex, Herbert and Worthy for Dart. I would stick with Herbert and Worthy.
I would stick with it, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't on the Jackson Dart train, which pains me because I'm a 49er fan. I'm supposed to hate the Giants, but damn it, they got Neighbors. I love Neighbors. Now they got Dart. I like Dart.
I would try to trade Worthy for something else, but not yet because I know people are high on him. I'd see if he pops pretty well and move him. But
bingo, yeah. Like you could wait a couple weeks on this, and then and that offer could be different. Yeah.
Quincy Davis, what's up, man? Said in a 10-man PPR league, my quarterback is Jaden Daniels. I have Justin Fields as well. A-Chain, CMC, Chase Brown, and Henderson. Would you drop Fields for A-Chain's backup and pick him up in the waivers? I would not.
No, Yes, I
I mean,
would.
you have Jaden Daniels. So the way I look at it, it's a 10-man league. Good quarterbacks are going to be out there on waivers. You have Daniels. There's no need to roster a second quarterback. I would pick up Ollie Gordon just for the insurance. I think A-Chain's going to be fine, but I would take Ollie Gordon for the insurance. There's no need, you don't need to roster Fields.
Right. You don't need the
With
roster
10.
Fields, and in us telling you to pick up Ollie Gordon, I would just back that up and say, don't be surprised within 2 or 3 weeks if he's the first guy you cut to pick up somebody else. Just keep that in mind. But I
Yeah.
think you're fine either way.
And I honestly, like, when you have an elite quarterback and an elite tight end, you don't really need the backups in 10 mans because the waivers, there's going to be good options out there. So Fields could be really good, but when are you ever going to start him? Unless Daniels gets hurt, you're not. So you might as well just go swing on an upside player on the back of your bench. That's how I look at it. Gabriel said pick 2 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 1 flex 10-man PPR. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. Those 2 are obviously going to get started. Tyreek Hill, DJ Moore, Igbuka, Bucky, Walker, Kamara, Jones. Yeah, I mean, you're going to start Bucky, and then it's really a toss-up between Walker, Kamara, and I'm assuming Aaron Jones. Walker in Seattle gets the 49ers. I think that run defense will be better this year. Kamara and the Saints get the Arizona. It's a stingy matchup. Aaron Jones gets the Bears. I wouldn't be honestly. I think I might just. I don't know if I'd start the receivers. I think I might just go Bucky, Walker, and decide between Kamara and Jones. And I think I would just roll with your studs and go with Kamara and not overthink it.
Yeah, I would actually go Walker. Because I know. Listen, I know Robert Sala's in town. We'll see what that does for the running game. But last year, the Niners got gouged in the running game. You could say that was because of injuries, but we also don't know that. So we also don't know, maybe is this front 7 outside of Fred Warner soft. So I would start Walker in this particular matchup
So
just to show
would
you that
you
I'm
go
not a
Bucky and
complete homer.
Walker? But who would you put in the flex? Would you do one of the other running backs, or would you do one of the other receivers?
I would do Kamara, or I would do, you know what? I would do DJ Moore.
Mm,
I would do more over Kamara, but I
yeah.
can't argue with somebody saying that they would do Kamara.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
think
yeah,
I think I would go Kamara even if it's a tough matchup.
I just
I
think the hate's gotten a little too far on DJ Moore. That's all.
yeah, I think I could see going Jones. I would go Jones before I'd go DJ or Igbuka. I like DJ, but I think
Wait,
first
you go,
game Ben
you go
Johnson.
Aaron Jones before you go DJ Moore?
hmm I don't really love that Bears defense, man, and I think Vikings could give Caleb some issues in that week 1 matchup, man. It's the
All
first
right,
game under Ben
Peter.
Johnson. New pieces there. I know it sounds crazy, but Jones against the Bears defense feels a little bit better for me. I would even consider Jones over Kamara, to be completely honest with you. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel later in the week. All right. Aiden said picked up Arizona's defense for week 1 and week 2 in a 10-man, but I have Buffalo taking a bench spot. Safe to drop Buffalo and stream all year. Buffalo has some really good matchups coming up. If you can hold on to Buffalo and just keep Arizona for maybe this first early week and maybe shift after that. But I stream. This is why I don't like to have to roster 2 players, 2 defenses, because Buffalo has a tough matchup week 1. You probably invested a decently high draft pick in Buffalo, and so you're now considering dropping them. Like, that's why I just don't like to spend capital high on defenses.
I
So
defer every DST answer to you, just like you would defer a kicker answer to me.
Chef Chef and Naboy, I know you sent your question a few times. We're pretty backed up. We'll get to you in just a second. Aiden said they just slipped almost last round. Okay, so then you feel a little bit better about that then. Yeah, I mean, I like the Bills' schedule after week 1 though. They have a pretty good schedule. So if you can hold off and keep them both this week, I would do that. Lou said, who would you start? Half PPR, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, DK, Pearsall, or Swift. I would go with the 2 wide. I'd go with the 2 wide receivers here.
I would go the 2 wide receivers, even though, again, we are worried a little bit about the points there in that Steelers and Jets matchup. I would go both wide receivers there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sebastian said I had the 9th pick overall, full PPR. Do I draft Nico or Amon-Ra? I have Nico higher. I think it's a little riskier because he's had issues staying healthy, but I'd go Nico.
Yeah, I've been leaning more and more towards Nico, so that's where I'd go as well. I mean, I think either way you're doing just fine, but yeah.
Yeah. You might be able to get Nico on the way back too, by the way.
Perhaps, perchance.
Depending.
Yeah.
Matthew O'Connor. Kyle, we'll get to you. We're coming up to your question soon too. Matthew said, should I take Jamar or Gibbs first pick? I'd take Jamar.
Yeah.
Take Jamar. Will said that's why you should be in the Discord. Random kid could have workshopped this trade before it happened. It's a good point. It's selling. It's a good sales pitch there.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Yeah.
Quincy Davis said need 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex, CMC, A chain. So you're starting CMC, A chain, and Chase Brown. So that goes for one of your flexes there. And then for the wide receivers, Terry, Sutton, Igbuka, Pearsall, Diggs. I think you go with Sutton and Igbuka, and then you consider throwing Pearsall, or the second.
Well,
flex.
We already 2 flexes. I apologize. 2 flexes. I apologize.
Yeah, it's a lot to unpack here. We're talking about 6 guys here.
I would go CMC, Achan, Chase Brown, which is what you said.
Sure. So that's 1 flex.
I would make Diggs my other flex. And I would go Sutton.
Okay.
See, this is what pisses
You like
me off.
You like Pearsall.
I do like Pearsall, but it's, he's also got Terry McLaurin, but I mean,
it's a 10-man. I think it's PPR. He gave us that before.
I would go McLaurin over Pearsall.
But you said you would take Pearsall in PPR over Sutton.
Sure. Fine. All right. Then Terry McLaurin, Ricky Pearsall, and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would go Terry, Sutton, and Igbuka or Pearsall as my
now Quincy, if you hear something close to Sunday where it's like, Diggs may or may not go, it sounds like he's going to go, but if you hear something like that, then obviously make the quick pivot. The Patriots play at 1:00 because that game's in New England, and then your Denver Broncos are playing in Denver, so they're 4. So
yeah,
keep that
Eastern
in mind.
time. Yeah. Astro said need 2 for flex, full PPR, Waddle, Hollywood Brown, ETN, Javonte Williams, Cowboys. Appreciate you putting the Cowboys there. Because we're gonna get a lot of Jay Williams this year.
That's actually good. Oh, yeah, that is actually being proactive.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I'm firing up Waddle. I'm starting Waddle. I'm not thinking twice about it. I'm not putting Hollywood Brown in my lineup. I don't trust it, even if he's healthy and playing. I would roll with ETN over Javonte.
Same.
There you go. Malcolm Pally said, hi, should I keep Browers for a 9th or Chase for a 10th in half PPR, 10-man? I don't have to read the rest. I would say Bowers just because, again, elite tight end. Both are at great values. I'm taking the elite tight end and running with it.
Yep.
At 10.
Agreed. Yep. Didn't even think about it as you were reading it. That was it. Well, I thought about it, but
yeah.
You get it.
Greg said, show's great, guys. Love the new guys. Hope you guys keep getting bigger and better. Appreciate you, Greg. Yeah, the new guys are pretty good. We think we'll keep them around for a little longer.
Sharp guys, man. I'm telling you, man. You guys tune in tomorrow to the Meteors. They are sharp football guys for sure. If you guys haven't watched them, tune in tomorrow. What is it, like 8 p.m.?
Yeah, 8 p.m. Yep.
Yeah. Tune in tomorrow at 8 p.m. The smart guys, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Malcolm said, correction, start 3 wide receiver now. Yeah, I don't even care what you're. I mean, I know start. It doesn't even. I'm taking Bowers.
Yeah, I'm still taking.
If you told me it was start 3 running backs, I'd consider.
All right.
But the receivers doesn't matter too much. I would take Bowers.
Promise this thing one more time because it's very important. I swear to God, if this is about mushrooms, I'm gonna open hand slap you.
Jason said Rams defense. There you go. This is the joint one for us. Rams defense or Commanders. Go Commanders. Kicker Hoff. Who do you got?
Cam Little this week. I've got Cam Little. I think that's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think that bodes well for the Jaguars kicker. I will say, when I did my streamers video, which, by the way, is available on YouTube here, I was surprised to see Cam Little was rostered in 70% of sleeper leagues. I didn't expect that, but probably because he made a 70-yard preseason field goal. But I would take him over Butker in this spot. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, field conditions in Brazil could be a problem. You don't know.
Dan said start, bench, cut. This is a fun
Here
one.
we go with this
Lamar,
now.
Allen, Burrow, in real life and fantasy. Yeah, I mean,
Start,
uh,
bench, cut.
it's a tough one. Non-fantasy for me, it's still Allen. Then it's Burrow. Then it's Lamar. I just the reason I say Lamar under Burrow is just because we've seen Burrow do it in the playoffs. Lamar's came up short in some playoffs. I get it. I get it. Lamar's just came up short in playoffs.
You
So
know, this is actually interesting because in real life, I think I go, and people are gonna hate this, but this is why he asked this question because like there's no great answer.
do you know Dan, or is this just a
No,
no?
not at
Okay,
all. But he seems like a wonderful guy. He's got some nice Dalmatians there for his picture. But
no.
I think I would go in real life. I think I would go Burrow. I would bench Lamar, and I would bench Allen. And I would cut Lamar
Mm,
because here's my thing on Burrow. Burrow, like, listen, Burrow's had his injuries, he's had his problems, but that defense is a fucking liability. That's my first F bomb of the show today, but it's a liability. If all things are equal, if he doesn't have a liability of a defense, like we saw him take that team on his back to try and make the playoffs for the final weeks of that last season, going up to the last week. I think I would ride that way. If I'm going fantasy, then I'm going Allen, benching Lamar, and cutting Burrow. That just goes to show you how the difference between real life and fantasy is not always one and the same. But yeah,
yeah, I guess, and then we'll move on. I look at it
good
like
question though, Dan.
if you gave Josh Allen the weapons that, and we can't play this game,
We could
but
dance in the land of hypotheticals
yeah,
all
I
day.
mean, if you,
Yeah,
I just look at it like if you're talking about the defense for Burrow, I think part of the reason Burrow's stats are so good is because he's got phenomenal weapons and his defense sucks, right? So like he is
yeah.
forced to have to put up really gaudy stats, right? And he does it really well. So that's not a knock on him, but if Allen had a bad defense as bad as they are
Oh,
and also had great weapons, I would be pressed to say that I wouldn't think he'd be able to do those kinds of numbers either. Sorry,
I
like
do want to just put up there. No, it's fine. And actually, Dan, that was actually a good question. I do want to put up there because I joked with Crunster I was going to smack him, but he did actually bring up a good point. So he did want to put up the PSA on the Discord and Patreon. So I think that's important for people to read. PSA, if you're on Discord and Patreon, please link your Patreon and Discord accounts. It's the only way to ensure your Discord access is complete based on your Patreon tier. So that is actually very important. And he even went on to say Patreon, settings, apps, Discord. From there, it's very intuitive. Just log into Discord and you're linked, and boom, premium access. So
beautiful.
I thought that was important to bring up because he wasn't asking about pizza. So there you go.
No, it's fair.
So there you go.
Um, do you
Give him
want
his
to give
props.
Kyle? I see because I see your chat rolling. I'm going to answer you real quickly because you asked before and you've been waiting. Arizona over Green Bay this week. So I'll give you a little softball there. Chef, since you asked this question a bunch of times, finally got to. He said, "Is Bill Krosky merit droppable for a guy like Ollie Gordon, Dylan Sampson, Chris Godwin?" Not for Ollie, not for Sampson, because I think that I like Sampson, but I think Judkins gets signed soon. You can maybe make a case for Godwin, but I'd still take Merritt over Godwin. I have no shares of Godwin this year.
I mean, listen, this is I will say this is as always, we say context is key. Maybe it depends on your roster, but no, I'm not because why are you dropping Bill Krusky Merritt? Is it because all of a sudden he was fourth on the depth chart today? Because that's not going to stick. I'll tell you that right now. So no, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
No.
Eckler or Igbuka flex starting Achane and Chase. It's Igbuka for me comfortably. Eckler goes up against a pretty tough offensive line, defensive line for the Giants.
So yeah, that front seven, man. I keep telling Ernie he's not listening to me. It's gonna be good.
It's really fucking good.
I know.
Z coach said, "What's up, fellas?" He said, "What's
Well,
your thoughts
coach.
on the Titans defense this year?" I think they're going to be stingy. I think they have some talented players.
A little underrated last year, no?
They were
Or am
they
I
were
off?
they were okay. I wouldn't say that they were great. They had their spots. Will Levis, it's hard. Will Levis put them in some really tough spots last year. With turning the football over. To be completely honest, I mean,
The
they
old
added Cody
mayonnaise
Barton
man.
from Denver. L'Jarius Sneed is back. Amani Hooker, not the same guy that he once was when he was drafted, but he's still talented. They have some pieces. Jeffrey Simmons is a stud. Tavondre Sweat in his second year. Sebastian Joseph Day, who I happen to like. He's bounced around a few teams, but I think he's good. And they have Draymond Jones, who comes over from Denver. So that'll be interesting to see. But I think they're a little bit better than people give them credit for. Dan said I liked and sub. Appreciate it, man. Kyle said I have Josh Allen. Should I double flex Shakir and Coleman or Jacoby Myers or Ollie Gordon? I would go with Shakir. I wouldn't flex both him and Coleman just because we don't know who the hot hand is going to be on any given week for Allen. Rather go with Shakir, who's got a more has a more built relationship and connection there with Allen already. And then I would roll with Jacoby.
Same.
Okay. Oh God, get this guy off my screen.
What do you mean? You asked for it. I'm sorry.
Oh God, we haven't had many of those pop-ups during.
I could have picked a lot worse pictures here on Google.
That's fair.
They're safe for work, but they are gross.
No. Kells said Ricky P, Henderson, Jalen Warren in the flex, starting CMC, Sutton, and Adams. I would go with starting CMC and Sutton and Adams. It's hard. It's between Ricky and Henderson, of course, but
that's what I'm thinking too. I think if you're already starting CMC, and now again, to Pete's point, if I said it was PPR, I would go with Pearsall over Sutton. But if it's half point or standard, keep Sutton where he's at. I think I go Henderson with those options.
Me too.
Yeah.
Jason said Henderson is going to smoke those terrible Raiders linebackers.
Cronster, where you at, man? By the way, Cronster again. Pete mentioned the guy who helps us on the Discord. He'll always be here in these chats. He is a diehard Raider fan, so he's probably typing a paragraph right now to tell you off.
We're gonna try to roll through some of these questions, then we're gonna get the duck race, but we're getting close to catching up, so that's good news. Xavier said 10-man full PPR, need to bench one DK Henderson, Pearsall, Pacheco. I'm benching DK.
Yeah, I'm benching DK too.
I think the volume will be there, but I don't know how much they'll connect. I could be completely wrong. It could be fucking nasty connection.
Well, I mean, you and I both said it. We just think this game's going to be simply sloppy. I mean, you and I are both guys that believe in Aaron Rodgers, But yeah, so I just think it's going to be
unapologetically. That reminds me of the Stephen A. Have you heard the Stephen A's he's got his new ad for SiriusXM. He's like, it's a Stephen A. show. Back with the fucking shit.
The cat unapologetically just jumped on your desk. So there's that.
He's like, it's a Stephen A. show. I'm back here on the on Mad Dog Sports. Unapologetically me, Stephen A. Smith. Like, shut the fuck up, Stephen.
Well, that was what the cat was just trying to do.
Yeah, I know. Fucking this cat. Of course, my wife comes in. I put the cat out of the room. I shut the door, and she comes in and puts her. And what I said before the show, I literally said to you when she came in, I said, she's like, oh, just open the window, put her so that she can. I'm like, the window's right by my desk. She's gonna climb right on the desk immediately. 2 seconds into her coming into the room, climbs up on my desk. I
hate it here.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I'll talk to her for you.
I appreciate that.
I'm sure that'll go over well.
Nah. Sounds like Jordan Mason DFS start of the week. Hoff drop some nuggets soon.
I got some nuggets for you.
Yeah.
I Brock 3 lineups today.
By the way, Hoff is going to be dropping an article for Warren Sharp weekly for DFS. What we're going to do to promote that too is our community page here, kind of similar to how we throw out polls. Hoff's going to throw his link to his articles for DFS. He'll drop that in the community posts here on YouTube so that you don't miss it when that does drop, so he can help you out in terms of setting your lineups and just why don't you talk about that, and then we'll roll on to some of the questions here. But
yeah, I mean, what I was going to say, to be specific, that article will be 4 of my favorite stacks for the week. It'll include how much those players cost, what's the percentage it's taking up of your roster. If you're on DraftKings, you have a $50,000 lineup there. So some of them are big spenders, some of them are very low spenders, but they're people that I believe in. But yeah, so I'll be posting those, and again, I'm going to do some stuff here on the pod where there'll be some DFS stuff coming out too. So
beautiful.
Looking forward to it. Love DFS.
Yeah, so we're excited to get that rolling, and so we're getting close to catching up here. Just one more comment. Once we're caught up here, we're gonna do the duck race. If you've sent a super chat in, you'll be entered for a $16 value of our premium Discord. Even if it's a $2 super, doesn't matter. You'll be entered, and it's up to a $16 value. You'll get all that premium access to us in our Discord. So if you haven't already and you want to send in $2 and get your question answered, shoot that in here. We're going to answer up to the next 5 minutes, and then we're going to roll a duck race. So hopefully we get to everybody, but we'll be here live all week, guys. So if we don't get to you today, somebody will get to you during the week. And if not, hop in our Discord for free. You can also hop in for free, and you can ask us questions in there. We'll be happy to answer people in there as well.
I found pictures of ducks, but I found such a better picture. You're going to hate me. Keep going. What are we answering? What are we doing? Let's do it.
Brock Long said, so I have Gibbs and Kyron. It's my running back 1 and 2. I had Pollard, but I traded him for George Pickens. W or L. I think it's a fine try and trade, depending on what it'd be more important to know what your depth is, but in a vacuum, I like Pickens more.
Yeah. I mean, on the surface, I think it's fine. Now, if you have nothing else behind Pollard, and if you were stacked a wide receiver, then yeah, which is what Pete is telling you. But yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Paul, what's up, man? Good to see Paul. I said, hey guys, happy week 1. Would you start Henderson at Dunze or Ricky Pierce on the flex? I'm gonna continue with Henderson for now. I like a Dunze, want to see it, but I'm gonna stick with Henderson.
I'll keep saying if it's PPR, I'm going Pearsall. If it's anything but, then I would go Henderson.
See, yeah, okay. Paul said for another team, would you start James Conner or Marvin Harrison Jr. in the flex? Conner plays the Saints. Marv plays the Saints as well. I would go with James Conner over Marv here. Maybe they try to showcase Marv and try to make it a statement game for that connection and try to get them going early in the season. I also think if there's a chance that they're stomping out the Saints a little bit, that they lean on Conner. But I would go with Conner. I'd go Conner.
I would go Conner, and that kind of bleeds into, I said I made some DFS lineups today, and I have Conner in some of them because I think it's going to be a game that's going to get away, and they're going to run the ball. So, yeah.
Cronster for fun. Caleb Johnson or Adam Thielen. I would. There you go. Is that what is that from?
I don't know.
I feel like it looks familiar.
Google.
Review
Rubber Duck Wave Racer from Nintendo Switch.
Oh yeah, I love that game. Sick.
Look at you fucking dork. All right. Anyway, let's go.
I think I go with Thielen. I know it sounds crazy. He hasn't had a lot of time to gel.
I mean, he's used to that offense, though. I mean, the only thing he has to gel with is JJ.
Did he play with KOC though? I don't know.
Yeah, he did. Yes.
Did he?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to remember if he did or not, but I guess
it might have been for a year.
Yeah,
but he did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm with Thielen anyway, so we're in alignment there. SWL Bo said Jamar Chase, Nick Chubb for Scary Terry, Shakir, Bucky, Irving, and Matt Golden 14. So I mean, it's interesting because it's a 14 and it's a half PPR, right? You need more depth in these leagues. Chubb and Jamar, but he's getting Bucky. It's just not enough. It's still not enough. As crazy as it sounds.
Jamar Chase, I can't.
Yeah, I would need a slight tier down from Chase. I get Bucky, is around 2 guy, but like I would need a slight tier down to like from Chase to like a BTJ.
Sure.
I know it's not a bad offer.
No, right.
I mean, you're talking about Jamar Chase and then Chubb, and you're getting all these. I mean, I would say
Chubb is literally a throwaway in that, in my opinion, because I personally think that, and we didn't bring this up, so I'll just put it up there. We talked about Woody Marks being a waiver wire guy, which is fine. But I believe Woody Marks will be better than Nick Chubb in the absence of Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I still wouldn't do the deal.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, if you're in a 14-man and your depth is you just have a lot of holes in your starting roster, I wouldn't tell you no. To be honest with you, but it's tough. So, I'd say if your gut says go with it. I in a 14-man, I wouldn't say it's a bad offer if you accept it. I know it sounds crazy.
I would even tell the owner in good faith, if you don't accept it, just say, "Hey, listen, this is a good offer, but I just can't part with Chase," because that makes it look like you're not being a jerk to him and being like, "I'm not doing it." Always remember to leave the door open for future trades.
I don't even think this is that bad of an offer.
It's not. It's not. It's actually it's a good offer.
What does the chat think? Tell us in the chat. Let's
go ahead,
revisit
chat.
this
What do
once
you
we get.
think?
Let's try to get through the end of these, and then we'll come back. Let's see what the chat thinks about
I
this
will
one.
say it's the best offer that I can conjure up in my head in a 14-person league.
Jelly of the month said, Jelly of the month said 9 p.m. last draft. So he's drafting in an hour. 12-team, 3 wide receiver, flex, half PPR starting Jamar, and best running back go Lad 301. Chase I'd go. Seems like weak wide receiver, then take Allen. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the receivers in that in that range of 4 to 6, but with 3 wide receivers to start, you might have you might have you might have some guys get pushed up the board. I don't know if this is a question. Maybe it's just like, hey, do you like the strategy here?
Right. 3 wide receivers. Oh, the half point. Okay, there's half point. Starting Lamar.
Oh, okay. Go ladder. He's saying go ladder Josh Allen though.
Ladder Josh Allen.
I think I would still go Lad.
I'd probably still go Lad too.
Yeah, I think I'd go Lad.
Because like if you're in a 14-man league.
But he did say it seems like I don't hate it either, especially in a half PPR. And I don't really love the receivers in round 3 off compared to like round 4. I don't think there's a big difference.
Sure.
I could see a world where you take I could see a world where you take Allen here and be fine.
I could see a world
he also taking Jamar. He's taking Jamar. Oof. So to me, like if you're taking Jamar, but you got to make sure like, yeah, I'm okay with going Allen. I'm okay with it. I'll stand on it. I'll say
I'm okay with going Allen. I would just go with Lad. But like if Jelly of the month comes back to us this week and says, "Hey, I did it. I did Allen," I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to tell him that he's an idiot, and I can't get that sound drop. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can.
You idiot.
I won't tell him that he's an idiot, so it's fine.
Yeah. Trone Force, what's up, man? Been a little bit of time.
Yes. What up, Trone?
What's up, man? Said someone offered me Chuba, Myers, and Diggs for CMC in Hollywood. I'm not even going to read the rest here. It's no. You're not doing it. Well, no, he's not getting CMC. He's giving up CMC for Chuba, Myers, and Diggs.
No. Then no. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
I don't even need to read the rest.
I thought he was getting that. That's why I was thrown off by you. No. Yep. Nope. CMC, I'm telling you. Brian Baldinger, for anybody who respects his NFL opinion, says Christian McCaffrey looks like he's 100%. He said 49ers are winning the West. He said McCaffrey looks like he always had prior to last year. So,
No.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna rapid fire here. Last question is going to David Pearson. So, David, you're last on the list here. We're gonna rip through the rest of these questions real quick. We're gonna get the duck race and we're gonna get out of here. I answered Kyle already. I said Arizona. Just a random kid said, "Who's better, flex, Marvin Harrison Jr. or T Mac? Any advice on improving depth?" I kind of got like 5 wide receivers and pretty much no running backs other than Braylon Allen. Yeah, I would go T Mac over Marv this week. And I don't remember what the rest of your team looks like. So if you want to squeeze that in there with one more.
By the way, also, I'm just saying. He's sorry. He's got it. Okay, go ahead.
I would say you could probably maybe you can hold. You have CD and you have JSN. You can wait on Rice to come back. You might be able to take take Harrison and T Mac and even try to tier that up, or honestly take Rice. If someone values Rice high, you take Rice and Harrison Jr. and try to get like an upgrade at like a like a really good running back. I would do that. Or just try to, go bargain shopping and go for like Eckler and try to get some piece some things together.
I was just going to comment, which I'm sure you would have said at some point before we got off the air. If anybody has any questions that we don't get to, fire them into the comments. Me and Pete and I have been doing a very good job of getting in there, answering them, as well as everybody else that we're working with here. So if we miss something, ask in the chat and we will get to it in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're gonna rip through some of these. James, what's up? Said in a PPR, if you have quarterback Josh Allen and no tier one running backs, would you trade your second quarterback in Jalen Hurts and Drake London for running back like CMC and Casey Rashi Rice, or is this giving up too much?
What are you getting at?
You get CMC and Rice, he's saying, and he would move. No, I mean it's
But
too
he
much.
has Josh Allen already.
I'm still not moving. I'm not moving Hurts and Drake London to get CMC.
Oh, well, and Drake London. Yeah, no, never mind.
Unless it's
Yeah,
a
no,
two, I mean,
I love CMC, but no, I
is it
can't
a
do
two?
that.
Is it a two quarterback? Like I don't know.
I would think it must be, no?
Yeah, Aaron, we're gonna get to you. Don't worry, you're on the list here to get to your question here. Don't worry, we're gonna get to you.
Aaron who?
Aaron Cantu. Aaron
Cool.
Cantu.
Yeah, that's good. We'll get to that.
Yeah, Dan said personally, I would take Godwin, stick my IR. Thank you, appreciate it. Let's see. Mediator said wheels up for IU Manor. By the way, named a starter today. We actually have IU Manor as one of our waivers. I feel like you might be able to pick up IU Manor after this week, just because it might be it might be a tough week one, and so you might be able to squeeze him through your waivers next week.
Rostered in only 11% of leagues, so there you go.
Outer Rhythm, what's up, man? These are college questions. I know you're just trolling, but what's up, man? Good to see you. Dan said start Connor or Hampton week one. I'll go with Hampton here.
I like Connor.
Okay, I'll go with Hampton.
I like Connor. It's the Saints, man. They're gonna beat the shit out of them.
I think that defense is a little. I think the defense is a little bit better than people give them credit for, but yeah, I mean, I'll still go with Hampton.
But Hampton's also going up against the Chiefs too.
I know.
We're going up against a defense that you said could be underrated against a defense that we know is damn good.
I know.
If you didn't watch the Super Bowl last year.
How about this? If Najee Harris plays, I'll say Connor. If Najee doesn't play, I'll go Hampton. And we should find out pretty quickly here.
I'll allow it.
Let's see. Trone said, which two wide receivers would you be included in a trade? Would you ask to be included in a trade? PPR, Judy, Olave, Myers, Diggs, Golden. I would want Golden in this. And I would want Olave. Those are the two guys I'd want in that. I know you like Diggs.
I would go Golden and I would go Diggs because I'm worried about Olave. I like Olave, and yes, I know as long as the quarterback is competent, he will get the volume, but I'm worried about those concussions. So
yeah. Seems like the chat's a little split here. William Stevenson's the only guy that said he would take the Bucky side. I'm going to go with that too. I'll take the Bucky side in the 14 man. Good offer, but not good enough for, but good trade. Not good enough for Chase. Yeah, it's just a 14 man, so it's tough. I think it's a good offer. Aaron said full PPR. Rather roster Najee over any of the following: Braylon Allen, Bigsby, Caleb Johnson, or Algier. I'll take Najee over Algier and Bigsby. I'll take Allen over Najee, and I'll take Caleb Johnson over Najee.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah.
Mediator said OTC, London, or Jacobs. I don't know. I want to say London. I love London. But I'd also, is this a 14-man league? Then Jacobs gets pushed up for me. But yeah, probably.
I'm in a 14-man right now.
David Pearson said I have to pick one. Unfortunately, Chubb or Bigsby. I would go with Bigsby. I'd go with Bigsby, but I think Chubb's going to have a heavier workload early this season. I think Bigsby has more of a chance to carve out a long-term role than Chubb. Actually, I don't know. Actually, I'd go with Chubb. I'd go with Chubb.
I would go with Nick Chubb. I would just tell your friend to be there to hold your head back, to hold your hair back while you're throwing up in the toilet, because that is not good options. But I'd go Chubb.
Not good. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Aaron said, fellas, found you guys on YouTube, but always appreciate the interactions on X. Great stuff. Keep it up. Yeah. Man. Oh, yes. This is Aaron from before. Appreciate you. Yeah. I think Aaron's a PT, physical therapist guy.
All right.
Or show up tomorrow and get a live answer. Yes. Or show up tomorrow. The meteors will be here at 8 p.m.
Those guys are sharp, man. If you guys are coming back to us and haven't seen the mediators yet, you guys need to watch them. So tune in tomorrow. 1,000%.
4KT Owen said 8-man PPR flex Mike Evans, James Conner, or Egbuka. I'm going Mike Evans. I think he has a real chance to even be wide receiver one this week. I know it sounds nuts, but wide receiver.
This week I'd go Mike Evans. I think things get murky when Chris Godwin gets back, and then you have 3 big time wide receivers in there. But yeah, I'd go Evans this week. He's actually ranked high for me this week.
Yeah.
So.
Craig said, who do you think is a better start this week, Hampton or RJ Harvey? I'd go Hampton. Broncos still have to figure out that run game a little bit. I think Dobbins is going to get more of the early down work to start, but it's also Titans have a good front 7. So I think they could have some trouble. So I'd go with Hampton.
Yeah, I would go the same, but I will just say I think RJ Harvey is going to be one of those guys who's going to break late in terms of like be slow the first few weeks, and all of a sudden they're going to figure him out. They're going to figure out where to put him, and then all of a sudden he's going to take off. But yeah, for now, yeah. How's your draft going, Hoff? I'm going. I've done 1,000 of these, so picked third of only 3 rounds in. I went Bijan, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts. So I'm doing pillars here. Now I'm going to pelt wide receiver, and we'll see what happens. So
all right. So pull any other questions last minute here. Send them to Hoff. I'm putting the duck race together here for all the super chatters. So all the chatters will get entered in. Fredo, Drew, Jonathan, ATL, and then I think Goat Nobly.
Yeah, whatever that name was. It was there's the cat again.
Yeah.
Put the cat in the duck race.
Dude. I'm gonna freaking punt the cat. But yeah, so we're gonna do this duck race. We got the 5 guys in from the super chats. We appreciate everybody that contributed to us tonight. One more time, I'm gonna send in the Discord link. You can join for free, guys. Right now, the duck race that's about to go on is for premium access to our Discord. This is a $16 value. You're gonna get 1 month for free for all of our super chatters, and you can also again join our Discord for free. You won't get the premium service, but we will answer your questions. We appreciate everybody that's showing up. We still got 28 people here in the live viewers, and we're pretty much out of questions here. So that means you guys are just hanging out and listen to us blab. Super excited. If you guys have anything on your mind for week 1, doesn't have to be fantasy related, just any bold predictions, shoot them in here. Any bets that you like, whatever, we're willing to hear it.
Even if you think any kind of division prediction, Super Bowl, whatever.
Yeah, whatever you guys got, we're willing to talk about and listen. Now, timer wise, let's go for 30 seconds here. We'll set the timer.
It's a solid race.
Let's see. Let me back this up so you can see it a little better. All right, well, let's kick it off.
Shit! All right, here we go. I wasn't ready for this emotionally. Man, the duck quacking is the best part. So let's sit back and enjoy it.
ATL winning this would be pretty funny. Mr. Frost said Merritt or Ferguson in the flex. I would take Ferguson.
I would take Ferguson.
Yeah.
In about a week or 2, that answer will be completely different.
Fair.
Oh no! Oh, I got ATL didn't win. No, our resident troll. He's gonna kill us. Hey.
All right. So Goat Nobility is the winner. So that's going to be 1 month for free on our Discord. I'll make sure to write that down. I don't know if you're still here, man. Hopefully you are. If you are, send it in the chat here. Let us know that you're here, and I'm going to also send in the Discord. If we see him in the chat at some point later this week, and he doesn't claim it, we'll let him know in the chat that he won it. Yeah. So that's Goat Nobility. So I'll put that down. So if you are here, man, make sure you claim that. Answer a few more questions, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh, you skipped over Coach. How disrespectful.
Oh, well, Craig asked first. So let's get to Craig.
All right.
Greg said, just about questable Ridley. Is he worth waiting to start? I think if you have somebody better to start this week over Ridley, I would consider it. It's a tough matchup. Now, maybe they're playing from behind, and so maybe you think they throw it, but I mean, Surtain's probably a good chance he's gonna follow Ridley. Ridley's gonna get some catches, but I don't know how high the ceiling is there for him. Will Devonta Smith finishes wide receiver 1 this week?
No,
he must have started drinking a little early, but it's actually could be not that crazy because he does shred the Cowboys a lot. Coach said Bears Vikings Monday night. Who do you got? Coach, I got the Vikings.
I got the Vikings too, but part of me, I will probably be rooting for the Bears though, just because I want to see Ben Johnson do well. But yeah, if I have to pick, I'd go Vikings.
Okay.
Also, Bears being ranked ahead of the 49ers on power rankings. Get the fuck out of here.
Who is who
Fuck
on
out,
whose?
fuck out of here. I forget his
Was
name.
it was probably Pro Football Talk, or it was probably I forget.
I don't know, but it was like the Cardinals and Bears were ranked ahead of the Niners. Like calm down, guys. Like we're not dead. Jesus, act
I
like we're
think there's
table
a
kids.
little too much hysteria on the 49ers.
People are gonna find a woman win the fucking division. But next question.
Mr. Frost said Kyler or Penix week 1. I'm gonna go with Kyler.
Same.
Yeah, I'll go with Kyler.
Because I think Kyler could do enough on the ground too in that matchup too. So
yeah, and again, Todd Bowles, scheming up again, has all offseason to scheme up
yeah.
against pretty much a rookie quarterback who just
Yep.
lost his blindside tackle. But I think it's going to be a high scoring game. It could be a lot of Bijan.
That
You know,
Cardinals defense is going to be chalk in DFS. So
yeah, well, they're heavily owned already.
yeah,
4KT Owen said start Mark Andrews or Tucker Kraft. We didn't get one of these actually. We didn't get many tight end questions today.
we got a crap one
Um,
earlier, but it was on the trade. I think I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think who they put Kraft against the Lions and Andrews against the Bills.
I would personally go Mark Andrews. To be quite honest, I think people are too enamored with. I said it before on this podcast all summer. People are too enamored with how his season started and how it ended. So I would go Mark Andrews here. I mean, let's not forget Mark Andrews had double-digit games with 10 or more points. I mean, Tucker Kraft is no slouch. He's going to be good this year, but I'll go Mark Andrews in week 1 personally.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with you there too. So we're in alignment there. I'd go with Andrews. I did.
I was reading. Yeah. Disrespectful.
I
Respect
do
your
want
elders,
to.
man.
I do want to say this, guys. If you're here on YouTube, we have 23 likes. We still got 25 people watching here. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We appreciate the support. If you have any questions when this closes out that we don't get to, just send it into the video once the video closes out, and we'll come back into the comments and answer it. If you want to get to KJ Frederick because it's been a while, we'll get to Mr. Frost, we'll get to Matt, and then we'll get out of here. Good to see you, KJ. It's been a while. Said, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Ready for some football? Better tight end start. Ferguson against the tough Eagles. Defense, Ertz or rookie sleeper play, and Harold Fannin. Harold Fannon's interesting.
He is. I don't know if I go that way in week 1 though.
No, not. I don't think I could do it yet. I think. I kind of like Zach Ertz, man.
I wouldn't mind playing Ertz.
Yeah, Terry's been missed a lot of time. Ertz has been there all camp, and I think I go Ertz.
I
It's
agree.
crazy, right? But I go Ertz.
Yeah, especially because he was supposed to be on a practice squad halfway through last season, depending on who you spoke to on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're getting peppered with more questions, so let's rip and then we'll get out of here because the slower we answer these, the more we keep getting. Mr. Frost said Connor or Walker in the flex half PPR. Connor. Okay, I'll go Connor as well. Actually, no, I'm going Walker. What the fuck are we talking
Screw
about?
you.
I'm going Connor Walker. Matt said need to start a wide receiver in a flex at Isaiah Pacheco, Devonta Smith, Tet McMillan, and Diggs. I would go with Tet McMillan here, and I would flex Pacheco. Actually, I would flex Devonta Smith. And
that's what I was gonna say. Whoa. Oh, all right. All right. You know what? Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. Yeah, no, I'll go Devonta and Tet. I mean, Pacheco would be the runner-up, even though I like Diggs.
Yeah. I think the history with Devonta against that defense has been pretty good.
No, I get it.
So I kind of like it. Cup, Andrews, or Downs for full PPR. I would go with Andrews.
Yeah, Andrews, but Cup's a close second.
Okay. Quincy Davis, 12-man PPR, one running back, 2 flex, 2 wide receivers. Pick one, Krosky or Pollard or Dobbins. I'll go with Pollard. I think Denver's linebackers in Greenlaw and what's his face are on pitch counts this week. So I'd go with Pollard, and then Higgins, Jacoby Myers, Travis Hunter, Josh Downs, Mooney, or Kyle Williams. I'll go with Hunter. I'll roll the dice there, and I'll go with Josh Downs. I think that secondary in Miami is bad. Bad.
What about Higgins?
T Higgins. I think it's. I think it's Jaden Higgins. If it's T Higgins, you're starting T Higgins. I think it's Jaden Higgins though.
All right. Yeah. If it's the other way, then I agree with you. But if it's T Higgins, then he's your starter.
Well, and he said 2 wide receivers and then 2 flex. So we pick Pollard. We'll go with Travis Hunter and Josh Downs, and then you can still pick 2 flexes here. So I think at that point, I would roll with J.K. Dobbins, and I would roll with Jacoby Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, T Higgins. Okay. Well, you're starting T Higgins then.
Oh, it is T Higgins. And it is T Higgins.
Yeah. T Higgins, Travis Hunter, Josh Downs. Call that, one of those guys in the flex, and then I would roll with Dobbins, Pollard, and call it a day. That would be mine. Paul said Emeka Egbuka or Pearsall. I'll go with Emeka Egbuka. Hunter Henry over Loveland. I'll go with Hunter Henry.
I'll go Emeka. Yeah, because I expect that game to be high scoring. So.
Shay said start Golden week 1. I mean, you could.
Sure. Depends who you got, but yeah.
The last guy we'll get to is Scott, and then that's it. We're done. Last guy is Scott. Save the questions for the mediators tomorrow. Greg said, did somebody step on a duck? Pete might be too young to get it, but I'm sure Hoff can explain.
That would mean that somebody toodalooted, but nobody toodalooted here. So I think it was just a duck race.
Yeah,
so
well, there you go.
We're all good here.
Thunder the dog, Trevin Henderson or Dylan Sampson, Tyler Warren or Kyle Pitts week 1. I'm taking Tyler Warren over Pitts week 1. And I will go with Trevin Henderson over Sampson comfortably.
Same. Done.
Okay. Start Pollard or Jalen Warren. I'll go Pollard. Cool. Quincy said thank you. Appreciate you, man.
No problem, Quincy. Appreciate you today with the questions.
Yeah, I think you're a new viewer, so we appreciate you coming in. And that's it. William Stevenson said, wait, you have our number. You can fucking text us. But that's going to do it for us, guys. Don't forget. So rest of the week, we have the mediators tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time, doing start sits. They're doing some dynasty stuff as well. Patrick, I see your question. Once this video closes out. Okay. Well, there you go. Brock Purdy. I'm going Drake May over Purdy, but
what the fuck?
We'll be live heading up to Thursday's game as well. So we'll be live at 6:30 Eastern time on Thursday. We'll be live tomorrow. The mediators here for buy sells for Dynasty, as well as entering your start sits and getting some late stashes in Dynasty as well before the season kicks off. So they will go off on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. One of those days, Hoff's going to do a DFS show. I don't know if anybody's going to join with him. And then Sunday, of course, we'll be here live in the morning, getting ready for kickoff. First week 1, we're excited. We're ready to go. Whistle Dick is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. And Greg said, thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Best Paul said, good listen for a ride on the bike. Appreciate you. Awesome show, guys. Thank you so much. The super chatters. Thank you guys for everybody that liked, new subscribers. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you come here for the mediators, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday night.